Hello, 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 awesome people. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tiffany J. coming to you again with another edition of 10 Minutes with Tiffany J. So, I'm back on my podcast, and some things have occurred within my life, and I want to talk about professionalism at all times. You can also catch this on all your digital platforms: iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Media platforms, and you can also find the written version of this on my website, TJAYE Taylor. So, professionalism at all times. First, I want to start off with a quote from Trevor Noah, which reads, "You can only dream what you can imagine. However, sometimes your imagination is limited by the confines of your world." Again, that's by Trevor Noah. So I just wanted to state how it amazes me the spaces that I tend to end up in, such as $1 million household, hosting an event for a prominent museum in the city, or performing a private showcase for an A&R rep at a prestigious major label. These are the things that kind of blow my mind, and I think now that if I have been able to step into these places, then the sky is basically the limit. And so they've been brought into my imagination and also into my reality, so that I know that I can touch them and go all the more further. Now, to professionalism. I have learned this past month how important it is to remain professional at all times. It may not matter to most people, or someone may think, well, duh, but it's deeper than that. So when I talk about that, I am talking about not allowing an ounce of exhaustion or the fatigue that I have to get into the way. Sometimes I notice I tend to slack after I've exerted basically 100% or more. And then therefore that leaves me with the last 30 minutes of my day not as productive as the first or the middle. And then I end up rushing to hurry up and complete a task versus taking a moment, a time out, to simply say to myself, you know what, I think it's better for me to just kind of reconvene at a more appropriate time, whether it is the next day or just take a moment and then continue, 5 or 10 minutes later. With that being said, once I've taken a full break and regained my strength physically and mentally, I think that's the best thing for me to do. So in my 9 to 5, I meet deadlines every second of the day. And with that amount of pressure, things can get overwhelming. On a good day where I've mastered my art of pacing and finishing strong, everything goes fine. Then there are those days where my patience gets tested, and it's all the more harder for me to keep a smile on my face, but that is the goal. No matter what's going on, my goal is to have a consistent countenance of peace for myself, for my customers, and my coworkers, and anyone else that I may see that day. In addition, I want a gracefulness that rises above all foolishness and negativity. Age ain't nothing but a number, but there is something about women over 35 and women over 40. They possess this flawless level of beauty that flows from within due to their confidence. It's a confidence that only experience can reward. And that is something that I truly admire in women of a certain age. It's just something that they have. It's the essence that I strive to acquire on a daily basis. And with that interaction, I track how well I'm doing, and I evaluate the levels that I'm putting out and adjust accordingly. This thought or oath to self to remain professional at all times arose because I had to choose between taking the easy route while operating within my craft due to fatigue and burnout, and eventually it backfired on me exponentially. So one can never anticipate the snowball effect, whether it's good or bad. But we do know that once it starts rolling, there is no stopping it. Now I'm taking moments in between moments to be still, think, and regroup mentally so that I don't crash all at once and slack as a result of it. My level of professionalism is what leads and speaks before me. And knowing this, I must protect it at all costs. Today, I had anxiety about meeting a customer where the current business dealings aren't so peachy keen. So I kept my cool the entire day, but internally in my mind, I was freaking out, checking the entryway to see if the next customer would be the customer. What eventually unfolded was the outpouring of love from 2 customers that I had met for the very first time, and some returning customers who praised me for my skills. Deep down, I believe that was the encouragement that I needed to boost my confidence to do a follow-up phone call with the customer that I had to eventually face. Whether it ends well or not, I believe God specifically sent those individuals my way. All had assignments with me that day, and I did what I do best. I assisted with a smile. And in addition, as a result, they poured unwavering care and positive affirmations. One girl was like, "You're such an angel. You're an angel. You're such a blessing." This other guy was like, "Oh, you're my best friend for the day." And then this couple was just like, "You do good work. We always are so quick to complain, but I just want to let you know that you do good work. You do an amazing job." Perhaps that was God trying to reassure me after all that the truth will still stand firm and that I am excellent at what I do. And I just have to remember my limits so that I can pace properly and stay ahead of the game. Smile more on purpose. Be transparent, for it demonstrates strength and trustworthiness. And in the end, remain professional at all times. So for me, that is what matters most. And how about, come to find out, I ended up staying in contact with the customer, and I called her and I said, "Hey, is it possible? I just need to see you. I need to meet you." And I was able to meet the customers, husband and wife, and we talked everything through. We laughed, we joked. I let them know how much I cared about the project and what our solution was going to be and how we were going to go over and beyond to make sure that things worked out. And what I learned in the process was that, like I said, God placed those other people in my life as customers to come through and reassure me that I've already got the skills. And I feel like the Tiffany today versus the Tiffany about 7 years ago when I first started this 9 to 5, I am more confident than ever in handling confrontation head on. I am not afraid of or intimidated by people that are older than me, people that may have more money than me, people who may have that may tend to be smarter than me at a certain subject. I'm able to go in, take what I have, be confident in what I have, and then we basically work together. If there's a communication barrier, be it language, or it just be that we come from different walks of life, and therefore one thing that someone may say may mean something else to another. As long as we bridge that gap and we all come together and fix what's broken and stick to whatever our common goal is, I find that everything usually tends to work out. So I am blessed, and each and every day I see my growth. I see my growth, and it's amazing. And so I just want to continue to be the best version of myself that I can be. And I want to let you guys know that being professional at all times is not only something that I get within my workplace, but it's something that also translates or transpires or transposes into my music. When I work with different bands, or when I, have different podcasts, guest appearances, or Zoom meetings, or when I show up, everyone always praises the fact that I have a professional demeanor about myself, and that's something that I hold near and dear, and I want to protect at all costs. So that speaks for itself, and I just want to let you guys know that I am still here. I am still working, both on music and basically working to get things done as far as bills are concerned, because we all have to live and eat, and I'm so blessed to be working and also have the opportunity to still have my talents. I'm currently making sure that I stay in shape. I had worked out about last week, and it was the worst workout ever. I usually do like a warm-up session, and I couldn't even get past the first 10 minutes. It was terrible. So I was like, okay, let's just I did 10, and I think I did another 5 minutes, and I said, I have to stop. I said, well, let's just keep going. And then the next day, I think I did 20 minutes. And then the next day, I was able to do pretty much a pretty decent workout. It was 30 minutes, and I was able to do like my 5 40-yard dashes and track drills and jumping jacks and jump ropes and things like that, and my lunges and stuff. So that worked out. And the only other thing I want to be able to do is continue to walk in my heels, because I'm able to, stand in them for 5 hours, but without us dancing every week, that becomes a bit of a challenge for just 30 minutes. So thank you guys for listening always. I'm going to make sure that I tune in. One thing that I know I need to work on is my consistency, and I want to make sure that I'm able to continue to give you product, whether it is just me, my smile, my voice, a picture here and there, just to let you guys know what I'm doing in my story. So thank you so much for staying tuned with what I'm doing. It's not easy. it's not easy for any of us to do what we're doing. But I thank you so much. Remember, my website is TJAYE Taylor. This is Tiffany J signing off. Thank you so much, Matilda.